What mind-blowing, but simple, facts would satisfy a 4-year-old daughter's daily request for one fact before bedtime? Dogs can tell when you're coming home by how much of your scent is left in the house if you have a daily routine. Most people have more than the average number of arms. A day on Venus takes longer to complete than a year on Venus. How? It simply takes longer for Venus to do one complete rotation around its own axis, than it does for the planet to rotate around the Sun. From my memory I believe it's only like 10 to 15 days difference, but still an interesting fact. Another fun fact is aluminum used to be such a precious metal, and so expensive, that the top point of the Washington Monument is made of pure aluminum. At the time of construction, that aluminum would be about like capping it with platinum today. Otters have skin pockets for their favorite rocks. Cashews come from a fruit. The name for the Arctic comes from the ancient Greek word for bear, Arctos, named after one of the constellations Ursa Major, Big Bear, or Ursa Minor, Little Bear, but there are bears living there too. So basically, the Arctic is called bear, and the Antarctic is called, not Bearstit. Slight fact correction, thanks you, Wolfiearampant. Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. Some species of burrowing spiders keep teeny tiny frogs in their burrows to keep it free of bugs too small for the spider to get that might try to eat the spider's eggs. This means that tiny frogs are spider cats. From the time Pluto was discovered until the time it was demoted from planethood, it still hadn't made one complete revolution around the Sun. In Switzerland, it's illegal to own just one guinea pig. If you have any, you have to have at least two. They get lonely. Bees tell their friends about good nearby flowers by dancing. I once told my son that there was a scientist for everything. So we started a tradition where he'd pick something to see if there were people that studied it, and I'd give some age-appropriate examples of what they do. Thank you for the silver, might suggest the study of metals and alloys and when we use what kind. He's always talking about the different eras of human history, primitive age, modern age, future age, etc. So it'd be a good segue to Iron Age, Bronze Age. Editing again to add, since it's been mentioned in so many replies, apparently the podcast "Ologies" is like this, may not have the most family-friendly vocabulary, but I don't know, I haven't listened to any of it. A lot of the TV or internet videos she watches comes via undersea cables. There's an island in Japan populated only by fluffy bunnies. Pineapples are a collection of berries. The building in the world with the most toilets is Wembley Stadium. Cows get excited when they solve puzzles. The filling in a Kit Kat is broken up Kit Kats. One time a guy ate an aeroplane. It took him several years, but he did it. The little jump guinea pigs do when they're happy is called popcorning. When a cat walks towards you with its tail up, that means it likes you and is excited to see you. Elephants have a noise that means, there are bees here, let's leave immediately. They played golf on the moon one time. I will add more if I think of them. What topics does she like? Giraffe tongues are black. You've got 253 comments as of this post, only 112 more to go for a full year's worth of facts. Here's mine. The Romans were some of the first people to wear bikinis. Kangaroos can't walk backwards. I want to make it clear that I have no idea who Daniel Tosh is, and when I say walk I mean hop. Horses are more closely related to rhinos than to deer. Chocolate was once used as currency by the Aztecs. More accurately, cacao beans were used. Worms have 5 hearts. The surface of Mars is covered in rust, making the planet appear red. The red food coloring carmine that's used in a lot of candy is made up of a kind of beetle. There's a train station in Japan that has a cat station master, currently Nitama. Cows have best friends and get stressed when separate. Tomatoes were once thought to be inedible since they're in the same family as nightshade, which is poisonous. Cuz I got a lot of comments app this 1. Tomatoes' acidity interacted with lead plates to lead poisoning. Smiley face. Check out UN0V494's comment. Apples float but pears sink. Apples float because they are 25% air. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. When a bee is chosen to be the new queen, they are given a special type of honey that completely changes their bodies, kind of like how a Pokémon evolves, super simplified, but it's still pretty cool to think about. Hippopotamus milk is pink. Some fish cough. Don't eat too many carrots or your skin will turn orange. That happened to my own daughter. Some frogs will glow when they eat fireflies. Before 1913, parents could mail their kids to grandmas through the postal service. It takes a little over 8 minutes for the light from the sun to get to Earth. There are more stars than there are grains of sand on all the beaches in the world. Cows can walk up stairs, but they can't walk down. Fact: a curious 4-year-old can never be satisfied with one fact per day. Tigers have striped skin. A polar bear's skin is black. Wow, gold, thank you so much. Brigadier Sir Nils Olav is a king penguin. He is Colonel-in-Chief of the Norwegian King's Guard, as well as the mascot. He currently lives in the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. Whales are closer to cows than to sharks. Y'all are hilarious, and she's 4. I think Mom, Dad will deal with genome later. This list of what groups of animals are called. I.e., a group of elephants is a parade, a group of owls is a parliament, a group of wild cats is called a destruction. Birds poo and pee from the same hole at the same time. A Siamese cat's fur color is dependent on its body temperature. That's why the colder areas of the body such as the nose, paws, and tail are darker than the rest. It rains diamonds on Saturn and Jupiter other planets. Owls cannot be choked. A platypus lays eggs, and has milk, making it the only mammal that could in theory make its own custard. Ask her to give you one fact in exchange of one fact. This will encourage her to learn more and try to meet the daily one fact before bed. Making pennies cost more than their actual value. Humans are bioluminescent and glow in the dark, but the light that we emit is 1,000 times weaker than our human eyes are able to pick up. Source. Male seahorses carry the baby in their tummy instead of the mommy. Billy goats wee on their heads to smell better for the lady goats. A woodchuck belongs to the family of ground squirrels. Lobsters were considered disgusting and low-class food, to the point that feeding them to prisoners too often was considered cruel and unusual punishment. Also, they're basically just big sea roaches. Butterflies smell with their feet. Edit. Wow, thanks for my first gold, stranger. Your hand is exactly the same size as your face. Thwack. Cheese is just a loaf of milk. 1. Animals that lay eggs don't have belly buttons. 2. Slugs have 4 noses. 3. Camels have 3 eyelids. 4. Flamingos turn pink from eating shrimp. 5. Kangaroos cannot walk backwards. 6. A hummingbird weighs less than a penny. 7. Broccoli is classified as both a vegetable and a flower. 8. The Hawaiian alphabet only has 12 letters. 9. Fish cough. 10. Snails breathe through their foot. 11. If you keep a goldfish in a dark room it will turn white. 12. Bullfrogs never sleep. 13. Elephants can't jump. 14. Pigs can get a sunburn. 15. Fish can drown. 16. The average American eats approximately 35,000 cookies in his/her life. 17. Only male turkeys gobble. 18. Penguins are the only birds that can both swim and not fly. 19. Male kangaroos are called boomers and females are called flyers. 20. Koalas sleep 22 hours a day. 21. Kangaroos can't smell. There's AD as fridge but not in refrigerator. Pufferfish are full of water, not air. Don't know if that's mind-blowing, but I learned that at the ripe old age of 38. It's logical when I think about it, but it never crossed my mind. Also, a spinning disc is going faster at the outer edge than in the middle. The distance from your inner elbow to your wrist is the same as the length of your foot. This one is fun because it sounds insane. The forearm looks longer, but if you put your foot to your arm you see it's accurate. If you put both hands in front of you and write a word, your non-dominant hand will write an exact mirror of your dominant hand without you having to think about it. It will work with shapes too if she's too young to write words. The pyramids were ancient when Cleopatra was around. There were woolly mammoths on the planet when the pyramids were being built. We are now further away from the first man going to space than the first man in space was to the first airplane. J.K. Rowling is richer than the Queen, greater than Queen of England's personal net worth is about $520 million. Greater than K. Rowling's personal net worth vis around $1 billion, greater than entirety of all the planets in the solar system can fit in between the Earth and the Moon. Sea otters hold hands when they sleep, and have a favorite rock to hold onto in a secret pouch. A blue whale's heart is as big as a Volkswagen Beetle. Some penguins propose to mates by bringing them rocks for a nest. Leave out the part about penguin prostitution, though. Rainbows are circles. The frequency of a cat's purr has been shown to improve bone density and strength. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the galaxy. Some galaxies technically are more than 5 times thick as they are wide due to black holes throwing stuff out of the center. One of the Aztecs or Incan, can't remember which, favorite drinks was basically hot cocoa with hot peppers. Oxford University in England is older than the Aztec Empire. Fire burns spherically in space, i.e. on the space station. That's all I got off the top of my head. What body part grows 10 times its size when stimulated? Greater than. The pupil of the eye. Less than. Most matter, all take for example water, can freeze, evaporate, and turn to liquid again, all at the same time at a small cup, given that the pressure and temperature is right, and #x200b. It actually looks really cool in videos, some for yo it's maybe too much, and #x200b, edit. Brief explanation of this phenomena: the state of matter depends of the temperature and pressure and can be expressed by the following diagram, which is called a phase diagram. Matter has different phase diagram, so given the pressure and temperature the matter, you can find its state, or phase, by the diagram. The curves at the diagram are coexistence curves, which means that matter can be at two phases at the same time at a closed vessel, like liquid at the bottom of the vessel and gas floats above it. There is a triple point, can be seen at the image above, at which all three phases can coexist, so at the right pressure and temperature you'll reach this weird phenomena. Bonus fact: water has 17 different phases, liquid, gas, and 15 phases of ice at each of those molecules ordered differently.